13, 12, 11, 10, 9. Here we have ignition sequence start. The engines are on. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Hey everyone, welcome to our journey to Mars. I'm Treg Thorsgaard. I am the mission specialist and engineer on this trip.
I'm Elias Straw. I am the Martian module pilot, so when we get down there on Mars I'll be doing stuff, but I'm also an engineer.
Also an engineer, and we've got some other people along with us on this trip. So we have our commander, Jack Danger, age 42. His goal and job on this mission is just the overall mission success and the safety of the crew and spacecraft.
Yep. And then we have the command module pilot, Ted Kaczynski, age 33. He's responsible for knowing the command module and all of the systems fully. He also will serve as a flight engineer during the launch phase while the commander is in control of the vehicle. And he will perform navigation and mid-course correction procedures during trans-lunar and trans-Earth phases of flight.
He's got a lot going on, that's for sure. Secondary command module pilot, so kind of a backup, but he has other positions on board. He assists the command module pilot, Ted Kaczynski, and also assists in the maintenance of the module over the course of the trip, which is very important. So...
Alright, well Treg, here we are, orbiting Earth. But you know what I like more than orbiting Earth?
What's that?
Knowledge.
Same.
So, let's give the viewers some knowledge about what we're doing here on the USS Freedom.
Yeah, and just kind of our plans. Obviously, we're on a mission to Mars, which is really cool, but the really cool thing is that we're gonna be on Mars in about 3.5 days.
Yeah, that's crazy.
So, some might say that this isn't possible, but with recent advancements in technology, we have been able to create a very powerful, very fast antimatter rocket engine.
Yeah.
Essentially how it works is we beam off antimatter particles towards our destination, towards where we want to be when Mars comes by, and we hop on that, and with our engine we can ride that all the way there, and the goal is to travel, to accelerate at 9.8 meters per second squared, which is the acceleration that we experience here on Earth. So it should feel on the journey that we are just on Earth. We'll have normal Earth gravity, which is going to be really sweet. One thing though that's very important for getting ready for a Mars trip like this is our health, our fitness, you know, what we're eating, and so we do have a plan for that. We'll take you through that.
Right. Yeah, so first, everyone, all the astronauts, all the 5 astronauts on this trip, we're going to be exercising for 2 hours every day. We have a few different ways of exercising here. We have the cycle ergometer, the treadmill, and the resistance exercise device. So all of those will be on board the space shuttle at all times, obviously, with the ultimate goal of keeping the astronaut fit. There's these, the tactics we will take here is harnesses to strap the astronauts down so they can walk correctly, and resistance bands to help keep the astronauts' muscles moving, as well as keeping the bones intact and there. So that's the idea we have there.
And that's obviously for times like now when we're just orbiting Earth, we're not accelerating at that 9.8 meters per second, so we'll need equipment to hold us down onto the exercise equipment. Same with the people that are staying aboard the ship when the rest of us are on Mars. For the 3 days that we're on Mars, that we're planning to stay on Mars, they're going to need to be exercising as well, keeping their body in shape.
Yep, and also one thing to add to that, we will have 8 hours of scheduled sleep time at the end of every workday, so that's how that's going.
So every night, just to stay healthy. And then obviously food is an important thing. We're going to have many different kinds of food: rehydratable food, thermal stabilized food, intermediate moisture food, natural form food, irradiated food like milk and eggs that have been irradiated so there's no bacteria within them, so they don't go bad, which is nice, and fresh food.
Yeah, and obviously the fresh food we have to eat within the first, as soon as we leave Earth, because it's going to go bad. So that's just to keep everyone healthy, everyone happy.
And so we've decided that for all of us, in order to eat well over these next many days, 10 days about, we're gonna need about 275 pounds of food. And so we just decided that we're gonna have a little buffer in there in case something goes wrong, in case we'll have to spend a little extra time orbiting. And so we brought about 300 pounds of food with us for this journey.
And all of that is actually stored right back there in another room in disposable containers. So that way we can, once we're done, we have all that extra trash from that food, we can just crush it all and put it in one other space compartment and we don't lose any room. It's just really efficient and awesome.
So right now we just launched off Earth and we're gonna drop off the engine that got us out of Earth, out of the atmosphere, and start headed off towards the station where we're gonna beam off to Mars. So we'll see you then.
Yep, see you. Hello everyone, we're actually at the halfway point right now, so we're 70 million miles away from Earth right now. And
we're on the beam, we've been following the beam. It's crazy to think how far we are away right now. We've hit the peak of how fast we're going to be going. We're going 3.3 million miles per hour at this moment. It doesn't feel like it because there isn't, you know,
wow,
a lot of acceleration. We're accelerating at the normal pace. It feels just like Earth.
That's crazy.
Right now. But now that we're halfway, we're going to have to start decelerating the rest of the way to Mars, so we're not going 3.3 million miles per hour when we get to Mars. Otherwise, that would be that'd be a problem.
We wouldn't be able to stop correctly.
So in a few seconds here, we're gonna flip the switch. Captain's gonna flip the switch, and we're gonna have
we're gonna flip.
We're gonna flip.
We're gonna flip. All right.
All right, Commander's giving me the countdown.
All right.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Whoa.
Whoa.
That was crazy. That was insane.
Now feels exactly the same,
yeah,
except we're just on the ceiling now.
Yeah.
And so that's what's going to happen for the rest of the way.
We'll be on the ceiling.
Until we get there. And start orbiting Mars, and then it's going to be zero gravity again. So
that was just our halfway check-in point.
Yep, we got 70 million miles to go, and we'll catch you when we're there.
Yeah, bye.
Alright guys, it's been about 3.5, 4 days since we left Earth, and we're pretty much here. Mars isn't quite here yet. We've decelerated to where we're not actually traveling anywhere. We're just sitting here. But Mars is coming at 54,000 miles per hour right now, and we're sitting in the right place to where when it comes by, we'll just be swung into geosynchronous orbit, that's actually specific to Earth, but I guess it's like a Martiosynchronous orbit where we're gonna stay above the same spot of land the entire time that we're orbiting. So we can just go down and then come straight back up whenever we want.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy. And actually, speaking of which, we're 271 miles away from Mars, like when we're orbiting. So that'll be pretty awesome. Yeah, we'll be
that's the distance that we need to be in order to maintain our Martiosynchronous orbit.
Yep. And actually 3 of us will be going down on the Martian module, so that's including us two, taking experiments, finding data, that kind of thing. So it'll be really cool, a really awesome experience. This is the first time it's ever happened.
So we're gonna be like the first people to step foot on Mars.
USA.
There's a whole bunch of other groups that they had different ideas. They're gonna be here in many years, right? They're on their way.
Yeah, one day.
It's gonna be a long time for them. But we're here now, which is just awesome. So we're gonna hop in our pod, and you're the pilot, so you can get us down there.
It'll be really awesome.
We'll see you when we're there.
Alright, see you guys. Alright.
Alright guys, we're here, we're on Mars.
Yeah.
First time, as you can see, the nice Martian landscape. I'm so excited, dude. This is awesome.
Cool.
Except that we have a job to do. We gotta like collect rocks and crap. I wish I could just jump around all day.
Right, exactly. Me too.
The pilots of the ship are actually right above us, and they're gonna stay above us the entire 3 days. So when we're ready, like I said before, we just hop in our ship, shoot right on up. So we just got back on the ship.
Yep.
nice and simple. You know, it's just sitting right up above us. We launched off of Mars, and now we're here.
Yep.
It was a pretty fun time. We actually spent 3 Martian days. Martian days are about 40 minutes longer than an Earth day, so 24 hours, 40 minutes. But that doesn't make too much of a difference.
No. So far we've covered about 6.5 days, and the total trip, once we get home, will be about 10 days. So fairly short trip overall. Collected a lot of data, so it's pretty awesome.
So hey guys, we're the journey's done. Felt like no time at all. That was like mind-blowingly super cool.
Yeah.
So glad to have that experience. Be the first ones on Mars. Feel bad for the guys that are still just floating out in space for the next few years.
Unfortunate.
Bummer.
Yeah. But overall, a few things we, our conclusion here. Just any trip that's going out to Mars or anywhere really, you have to make sure you have plenty of food, the right amount of food for your, the astronaut's caloric intake needs, as well as the right equipment for staying fit and healthy throughout the whole trip. Those are some things you really need. And then from there, everything else should follow. You know, if your equipment's made correctly, you'll be able to collect some awesome data, and maybe we can get a colony on Mars one day. I don't know.
And our accelerator, of course, is still just sitting out there waiting to be used. So when it's going to be about 15 years until Mars and the Earth are in about the same place, and we can do the exact same trip again, which will be super cool.
Yeah.
And so it's just important to know that you can just do anything with enough money
and enough energy.
That's the real important thing.
Yeah, it is.
Everything is possible. Everything is awesome.
Anything is possible.
We'll see you guys later.
Yep.
You have a good one.
Bye.
It's a fuel a second, 7.5 million pounds of thrust. I think we were all surprised at how strong that thing was.